Hi, and welcome to another edition of Talkin Sports. I'm Charlie DBA, sports reporter for the Staten Island Advance. This week our topic is Wagner College softball, and our guest is head coach Glenn Payne. Glenn, thanks for joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
Wagner College softball has been experiencing some of their finest years the last few seasons. In the last 3 years entering the 2008 campaign, they have a record of 99-57, including 42-16 in the NEC. Glenn, when you took over the program 13 years ago, did you envision you'd experience the success that you're experiencing right now?
Well, actually, when Walt Hemline, our AD, and myself sat down and talked, the discussion was taking the program to another level, but we also knew that it was going to take time, and it takes money and effort by a lot of people, and quite frankly, we had hoped it wouldn't have taken quite 6-7 years to get to that point, but it did. But now that we're here, the school's proud of them.
Wagner College had reached the NEC championship game in 2 of the last 3 years, and this season, as you can see, they have a beautifully renovated complex, including new dugouts, a new press box, new fencing. Glenn, it looks fantastic here.
Yeah, the school is putting a lot of effort and time into our program. They realize that a successful program needs a facility to bring in better teams in non-conference, and we certainly have a showcase facility now, and it's only going to get better.
Glenn, your pitching staff primarily consists of 3 pitchers, including Kate Eshelman, Danielle Wagner, and Heather Ochoa. Tell us a little bit about what your pitching staff's been about this season.
Well, we've experienced some rough moments. Kate wasn't well in the beginning. She was, fighting some sickness and stuff, and now she's starting to round into shape. She was a 13-game winner as a freshman, and quite frankly, coming into this season, myself and the coaching staff believe that if Kate could give us a duplication of her freshman year, 13 to 16 wins, Danielle Wagner, a sophomore, going to get an opportunity to pitch regularly. We felt that if she could tack on eight wins on the board and a freshman coming in, Ochoa, we'd be right in the 30-win bracket neighborhood again. It started off rougher than we expected, but we also put the kids under the gun immediately. We were down in Tennessee. We played Tennessee, BYU. We put them right in the frying pan. We experienced some growing pains with the pitching staff. They're showing signs now of maturing and giving us more quality innings. And I think that the future looks bright with what we have.
When we talk about position players at Wagner College, we'd be remiss not to start with Andrea Lazzari, who was the NEC Player of the Week this past week. She's batting .420 with 37 RBIs. She's got 15 extra base hits and 7 homers so far. Glenn, top-notch player, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely. We scored big time when we got Andrea from Reno. She came in with a reputation of being a quality hitter, and she actually was a shortstop in high school, and Katie Stevens, who is our shortstop now, was the second baseman. We flip-flopped them, and Andrea just made the transition without a problem.
And it also should be noted that Katie Stevens was the first Wagner College player to ever win Rookie of the Year. Between Katie Stevens and Victoria Battistelli, 2 more players that keep these going.
Oh yeah, Katie has been a dream for our program since she's walked in. As a freshman from day one, she was hitting over 400, did it the entire freshman year, won the Rookie of the Year, which was, like you said, the first one in Wagner College history in the NEC, and it was followed up by Lazzari, and Battistelli behind the plate has set the school records in her junior year for RBIs and home runs, and she just keeps on tacking on to that record. A lot of records have fallen with the senior class.
And you also have a top-notch defensive outfield that has been playing superbly this season.
The outfield is made up of 2 freshmen and senior Iwicki in right field. Haley Corthell from Reno, and we've done very well going out west and coming up with players like that. Corthell is a freshman from Reno, like I said, and our center fielder, Emily Pierce, is from Arizona. I think we've put together a group here that is probably the finest defensive outfield that I've ever had at Wagner.
Now, speaking of, Glenn, you've alluded to Nevada, Reno, Nevada, several times in all. Huntington Beach, California, Phoenix, Arizona. There seems to be some kind of a connection where you're recruiting in the West a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of fine players out West, and when we first started making the transition at Wagner from not being a very good program to going to competitive and then finally being a winning program, we went out West because the pool was deeper, and quite frankly, in the East, we didn't have a winning record and our reputation wasn't good, so people hesitated about being the first one to jump in the pool. Where out there, we could bring people in who were solid players. I know a lot of people out West, so we have a lot of connections, and the truth is they turn us on to some good players. And we are not opposed to recruiting in the East, and we certainly have Eastern players, and we will continue to recruit in the East.
Absolutely.
But whatever makes Wagner College a better program is exactly what we're going to do to make that happen.
Okay, Glenn, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And that's it for Talkin' Sports this week. And for all the sports results, please log into SILive.com.